Well, welcome back. Well, Tanger just delivered third quarter earnings that knocked it out of the park with another round of big beats on FFO and revenue. But what's the outlook heading into a challenging holiday season? Here to discuss it all is Stephen Yalof, Tanger Outlets CEO. Sir, thank you so much for being with us. So a little bit of a mixed bag when it comes to earnings. Reported a net loss for the third quarter, but also improvements across several metrics, including occupancy, which was way up to 94%. Also, tenant sales increased. So tell me, what were some of the tailwinds that you encountered over the quarter? And then what are some of the challenges you see going into the holiday season?
Well, first of all, the net loss in FFO came because of a bond refinance. So core FFO was up, and we're pretty proud of that. As far as the tailwinds are concerned, the things that we're experiencing is the customers are returning faster than we expected. I think they're taking heed to the retailer's lead, and they're shopping earlier. We saw a nice build of traffic in October, and we anticipate that that will include into November and obviously December in the peak selling months. What we found, particularly now, is we started our holiday season early by launching our Christmas and our holiday selling season yesterday on our Tanger website, our app, and also on our in-shopping center promotion.
You know, that's what we keep hearing from lots of folks in retail. I actually interviewed Lululemon CEO and Sam's Club CEO. I know very different business models, but they too have started their, holiday shopping season earlier than ever. I'm curious if the foot traffic at your outdoor outlets is now back to pre-pandemic levels.
Well, it is, and and that's been there's been sequential gains in our foot traffic in our shopping centers. I think the customers not only like the value experience, they like the open air experience that they get in a Tanger Outlet Center.
And sir, I wanted to ask you, there have been so many challenges for retailers, right, due to the pandemic and supply chain restrictions. Are you seeing any of your tenants struggling so far?
We've done in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've been out in front of this. We've been speaking to the retailers. We've been making sure that they're properly inventoried going into the holiday selling. And honestly, we haven't heard many stories of retailers that are suffering from inventory levels now. Although we are also advising, shop early. If there's something in particular that you want, you may want to shop. You may want to take the advice of the retailers and shop early in order to make sure that you get that product. What we're also finding is the customer has less price resistance than they had in years past. And also, if they don't have it in blue, they're happy to buy it in black.
What about that occupancy rate, which is really pretty impressive right now, especially given the fact that we're just still coming out of this pandemic? What has demand been like for real estate, and why are you choosing now to expand? I understand that you're going to start breaking ground on a new outlet in Nashville in the spring.
Well, first of all, Nashville is probably the hottest market in the country right now. It's definitely under-retailed, and the brand of retail that we bring, outlet retail, is in high demand. It's great prices every day for famous brand name products, and I think we're finding a lot of customers like that model.
Sir, I want to ask you, everybody loves a bargain, definitely. I want to ask you, you got into this outdoor space model very early. It was a good time because of COVID and everything, but do you see going forward more competition in the space?
In the outdoor model? You know what, look, I think that there's a lot of outdoor shopping opportunity. I mean, street retail is always going to be one of the great shopping models. But what makes outlets so different and so unique is, I think, of all the bricks and mortar channels of distribution that are available, the outlet model is definitely one of the more profitable for the retailers. Our occupancy costs are lower, the cost of standing a store up are far lower, and the returns that they get from the customer, the frequency at which they shop, and right now the price resistance seems to be all working together to drive a great model for us.
Stephen, talk to us a little bit about how your clients are monetizing what you call the non-store elements of your centers, particularly paid media. What do you mean by that, and how are they doing it?
Sure. Well, we have about 150 million people visit Tanger shopping centers every year, and that's pretty significant. We also know that if we get a customer on site and there's one retail store and they have their sign, that retailer wants to make sure that they get a bigger share of wallet from every customer that walks through our shopping center. So they do so with other strategies. Maybe they're doing other media on buying time on our digital boards. They're taking additional signage around our properties. We do some very creative, we call it cookie crumb messaging, where at one of the main entrances, you follow the cookie crumb, so to speak, which is some sort of advertising decals on the ground, and you follow that to a storefront. So these are things that we offer to retailers, particularly around holiday time. They're great revenue generators for us, but they also ensure that the customer sees more, that the retailer sees more customer visits to their store.
So you're happy with Q3. You say people are coming in already, so Q4 probably looks strong. But what are the challenges you see in the year ahead?
Well, we're prudent in how we guided, particularly going towards the rest of the year. But we think we're pretty optimistic with regard to retail, and I think the customer spend is back. The customer likes our shopping center model. They like shopping open air. We've learned a lot of things during COVID, particularly that our customer wants to shop a little bit more frequently during the week, where outlet shopping has always been heavily skewed towards a weekend visitor. And what we find as a result of this is food services are working better, so we're adding them. Quick serve is working better, so we're adding them. And the customer is looking for more entertainment experience, and they're also looking for better amenities when they come shop with us. So I think the combination of those things, as we start to build those things and monetize them towards the fourth quarter and going into next year, I think will just lead to more customer engagement and higher traffic builds going forward.
All right, we will leave it there. Stephen Yalof, Tanger Outlets CEO, thank you so much for your time today.